I feel like the experience is what people are looking for. It's the low-end industry that's hurting. There's just a lot of competition. But in color gems, there isn't the same kind of competition.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Digital Jewelers. My name is John, and I'll be your host. Today we're joined by a very special guest. She is Robin Callahan of Robin Callahan Designs. She is an award-winning jeweler, designer, and lapidary artist, and has over 309,000 followers on Instagram. In today's interview, Robin's going to be sharing with us her journey as a jeweler, her insights to the industry, and share some of the stories she's collected over her very successful career. Now, today's interview, it's a little bit different than the ones we had in the past. It's not as structured or formal. And the reason for that is because it's from a Zoom call that we had with Robin, where we were first going to discuss the overall structure of the interview itself. But during the conversation, it turned out to be so interesting and so inspiring that we felt that it would be much better for our viewers and our listeners to actually see what she had to say during that call, and it would be much more meaningful to take it from a very raw perspective. So without further ado, let's see what we saw in the interview.
I've just had a blast with it, and I get to work with the coolest people. Like I had two couples in London in the same year that not only did I make them rings, and one was all engagements and wedding, and one was just fun rings that they both wanted to do with lots of meaning, because one was like he had Persian background and British background and all different kinds of things. And so I designed these two rings for them, and they actually, both couples came and got them.
Really?
So they came to the island. I took them out, we took them to a winery after. And I thought, this is how I want to do it, where not only is my client getting an experience, but I'm also getting an experience. It's just a lot more fun. You have a store and you're not there, and the staff members, doing everything. They're not working with, the artist. I just like the fact that I get to work with the person directly. Having a studio allowed me to have a beautiful showroom where everything is, on display. And then this side is where everything gets made. So people can see. They can see the lapidary equipment. They get to see the most incredible, gems. This is a whole tray right here that I'm having cut of the new Tanga garnet, pearls, you name it. There's so much goodies in here in the studio.
So because it's always art and business, they kind of need to intertwine for jewelry. Do you still see yourself more as kind of the artist, or is it more the business person, or do you have to?
Well, I think it's both. So having owned an art gallery for over 10 years, I worked with a lot of artists, and most artists are left-brained, and somebody else is doing the business. Thank God, because sometimes they're temperamental, sometimes they don't have the patience for any of the detail stuff. But because my background is business, and then I'm an artist. For me, it's really comfortable doing both. So I've had no issue with that at all. I am blessed that my husband is an attorney. He does all my billing. He does my taxes and things, shipping and things like that. So one year, I think it was about my third year going to the AGTA shows and stuff in Tucson. Mm-hmm. And I said, Michael, you should come with me because there's so many cool people and you'd really like them too. A lot of the miners, the different things, you'd have a blast. So he needed a business card under my company name in order to get into the AGTA show. So he says to me, I'll make a card. And I was like, are you sure? I can do it for you. He goes, no, I got it. So he hands me one of his cards, Robin Callahan Designs, Michael J. Callahan, Esquire. So he's been a really big help, and we go to mines, and I like to buy rough and stuff.
You're really involved in the whole process.
Yeah, so we go up to mines and go digging and do all kinds of stuff. We have so much fun doing it. It's turned into be such a fun and successful business. This last year, I can't remember what month, I have to go look it up, but it was towards the end of last year. I get a message on Instagram from a guy that says he's opening up a jewelry store in Palm Beach and he'd like to talk to me. So I get on the phone with him and he said, I've been looking at your work. Your work is amazing. Would you consider working with us and doing our custom jewelry? We just hit it off so well. And I was like, sure. So back when the pandemic started, his son was in New Jersey with his future daughter-in-law. He obviously couldn't work. The parents lived in New Jersey for part of the year, but Palm Beach, Florida, the majority. Eric says, well, why don't you come out to Florida and stay with us during the pandemic and we'll figure it out. out. So they get an idea to open up a Rolls Royce, Bentley, Porsche, Mercedes, I mean, everything, a dealership for luxury cars and a custom shop that does all the wraps and all the detailing. And so that means that once somebody's bought their car, even if they didn't buy it from them, they're coming there all the time for detailing and for all the different, goodies. So that business has been doing really well. It's been open for 7 years now. Beautiful place. And they wanted to put the jewelry store inside of it.
Oh, together. So it's like a full luxury experience.
Which is brilliant idea because all the customers are right there already. So I got excited about the project, but yet they wanted to open up in March. So it was kind of like hustle time and they knew nothing. This was an idea, but they didn't really know much about the industry. I just felt like such a sweet connection with this family that it became like I really wanted to help them and give them my all so that this project turned into a huge success. And he has like such a fun imagination. Like I'll be like, okay, so I'm working on these 2 lagoon tourmalines. Is there anything specific that you wanted or you want me just to, design? He goes, I'd like something with dolphins or turtles. Think Florida. What's funny is one of those pieces won a Spectrum Award.
You have to leave some awards for the rest of everyone.
Yeah.
All of them.
Well, one I won with Dalen Hargrave. It was his lion family carving, and I decided to enter it before I made the piece of jewelry, and that was a smart idea because it won. And then I entered my cufflinks, which I do a pair of cufflinks every year with faceted pearls and black diamonds, and it placed in the men's division. And then I won the Alfie Norville Museum Award with the turtle and dolphin and starfish ring. So they were excited about that. They're coming with me to the Spectrum Gala. They'll be sitting at my table. I mean, I've got to make so many incredible pieces for them. It's just been really fun.
Is it also kind of like competitive itch that you get to scratch? Because you said you used to be a bodybuilder as well, right?
Yeah, I'm a Leo. I'm a competitive person. It's also when you start something kind of late in life, you didn't do what you originally thought you were going to do, and then you come back to it later in life. I think you have a little bit of something to prove to yourself, as well. So I think, yeah, you're on the right path. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And also, if you're going to do something, you might as well try to be the best at it. Competition pushes you in a way that your regular work doesn't, because there's no pressure. You're designing beautiful things for somebody. They love it. They obviously are drawn to your work for whatever reason. So you've already won in a sense in that way. But with competition, you are sending your pieces in and you are competing against your best peers in the industry. Everyone is putting their all into it. Not to say that the pieces that didn't win are not outstanding, because one of my pieces that didn't win, I'm like shocked over. It's that one that had the blue pearl and the trillion blue-green stone, and it was just very wild and intricate. And I was just, I knew for sure it was going to win, and it didn't. I was like, what?
On the flip side, is there like one where you're like, I don't know about this one, but then it does extremely well? Or do you always have
Well, the one that won the Alfie Norville Award was the last minute. I decided last minute to enter it. I almost didn't enter it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a piece that I made for Palm Beach, so I was going to ship it off to Palm Beach. I think I'm going to enter this one, and I said to Eric, "Do you mind if I enter it?" He goes, "No, go ahead." You never know. The judging is so unique too, because you have like 5 judges, and there's a number system, so even the judges don't know who won.
Oh, I see. It's like a blind. They just do it by the piece, of course.
Yeah.
I guess you could influence.
Yeah, it's like a grading system, and then points are added up or something. So even they don't know. It's just been an incredible journey, and I didn't think I would do wholesale. I'm busy enough that I just didn't think I would do it. After working with him, it's just so much fun. I also just adore them. So, I'm vested in emotionally. This next market, you know who Katarina Perez is, correct?
Yes.
So last year she wanted to interview me, but I got sick.
Oh no.
I rallied the Saturday for the Spectrum Awards. I barely made it through the evening. We didn't get to meet. So this year, she's just so intrigued over my relationship with Palm Beach Gems by Nicole, the Florida account, that not only will she be interviewing me, but she'll be interviewing them and me and writing about our super cool relationship. And she will be sitting at our table for Spectrum
Oh, okay.
as well. We all fly back together, Palm Beach. Eric's flying us back on his plane. And then we're doing a pre-Valentine's event together. I know that I've helped elevate Palm Beach, all my skill level and all my connections. My followers are, over 308,000 or whatever it is. I use to promote them. It's just been a surprisingly wonderful experience. And I hope they do so well so that I can keep working with them because it's super fun. And there's another account in Scottsdale that wants me to work with them, but I've had to postpone it a little bit because I don't want to split myself up, too much where nobody gets everything they need.
Yeah.
Initially, we're creating a beginning inventory, kind of a manic, get everything done. Pace is not going to be as crazy as it was. And then I can think about another account. But I have designed 2 collections. Originally, one started with the concept of the wave, Palm Beach, the water. So the wave, kind of thing. So there's a whole collection of cuffs and earrings and cufflinks and dog tags, men's pieces and women's pieces.
Oh wow, it's a very sizable piece.
It's about at 1.5 inches or so, 2 inches total. So rose gold, white gold, yellow gold, with diamonds, without diamonds, all kinds of things. I designed a geometric men's collection where it's kind of edgy and geometric with, dog tags and all that kind of stuff. And it's an exclusive. I've never done this before, but they have an exclusive to 2 collections.
Overarching design language that you have a preference for, or is it always just about pushing boundaries and trying new things, or what's fun for you? Is there something?
I literally just sit down and start sketching. When I was trying to come up with a men's line, I wanted it to be edgy, but I also wanted it to be wearable. I wanted, the 50, 60-year-old guy to still want to wear it and the 35-year-old guy to want to wear it. So that means that it had to be refined, but, edgy and not too over the top. And that grew into hoop earrings. I grew into I can't believe how many pieces I designed. And they got really excited about it. And they asked if I would be willing to do an exclusive. Oh. And at first I was like, but you mean that I can't sell it myself? So he was like, yeah, we really want it as an exclusive. So I thought about it. I can always design more things. I thought, you know what? I think this would be really good for them to have something exclusive. And as long as they purchased enough of it, then I wouldn't feel like I'm losing on sales. And I said that, I have customers that have been with me all along. And if they wanted one, that would be really weird, that I got to send them to you. He goes, what if you gave them a special coupon discount, but they would still process it through them? And I said, how about that'll be fine unless I have a couple special people, and then I'll just gonna do it. And then I decided to do another collection and the name of it is Faith, Hope, Peace, and Love.
Faith, Hope, Peace, and Love.
And it's all multi-gems. I think I posted some of the peace signs. A lot of the other pieces will come out real soon, and I'm really excited. And that's not an exclusive. I wouldn't. They want.
And I was like, so many exclusives.
Yeah, well, that because it's too universal, and I was like, let's see how we do with the others. But I just love working with them. They're super fun. I'm still working with all my own clients, get projects in, every week that I'm juggling, in between all the things that I do for them too. And then locals, of course, come to my studio. And that means people coming from Oregon, Canada, Seattle, as well as local. I'm in my year 12 and I'm just having a blast.
It sounds, because you mentioned it's year 12, it seems like it's kind of been a culmination of everything to the point. Do you ever feel like it's getting a little too much, or you want to take a bit of a break, or is it still as fun as it was 12 years ago?
Oh, no, I'm having a blast. I laugh that I've never worked this hard in my entire life, but no, I love it. I feel like I'm going to do this as long as I can.
Is it also coming from a point of, because you mentioned in high school you kind of had to choose, do I go into the film side, do I go into the jewelry? Do you feel like your perspective on it would be much different if you had chosen to go jewelry from the very beginning?
Absolutely. And here's a funny thing. After I started winning some awards, I said to my husband, where would I be had I started young? And he goes, maybe nowhere. He goes, maybe it's all of your cumulative learning that is why you are so good at it now. now. I love doing my photography. I love doing the videos. I don't do the high resolution photography only because it takes so long and that would take away time from making things. And that's why I love Gem Lightbox so much, because you allow me to do so much higher resolution, but yet instantly. I can literally finish it, polish it, clean it, go out there to my table and do the videos and post it that night. We used to, you take your jewelry, you got to call your photographer, you got to wait for your photographer to come in. Now, by that time he comes in, you got 15 pieces that need to be photographed. You don't have time to do all of them, or some of them didn't come out the way you wanted them. I just love the fact that I get to combine my three loves. So we've had a lot of businesses, and I think that that's one of the main reasons why I was so specific on how I wanted to do this one. I wanted to control. I didn't want employees. I have a really wonderful team that I don't have to pay as an employee. I work with a casting company that gives me a project manager. I have 6 CAD techs.
Wow.
Everyone has a different personality. So if I'm doing a floral, I know I want to be working with one person. If I'm doing something wild and crazy like a Munsteiner and it's really modern, I know there's 2 that I really like to work with. And what was really cool is they saw my growth over the years, and they saw it before I did. So they anticipated my growth, which really helped me.
It seems that you have, I don't know, there's a lot of opportunity that keeps finding its way to you. But it's not just luck, it seems. Of course, there's the work that you do that kind of leads to when the opportunity comes knocking, you can take advantage of it. But
correct. Well, I think there's a little luck involved, in the sense of there's a little luck involved, and then the rest of it is just being aware of an opportunity and taking advantage of the right ones. You can only grow so much if you're hand fabricating everything. I had this one customer who I had just spent 20 hours carving a wax. And she came into my studio and she took her phone. It was a flip photo thing. And she was like, so I was on Etsy. And I was like, oh no. And she goes, and I was like, I like what you did, but I just like all these images. And I wanted to baby shaker. And I thought, oh my God. I was like, listen, I can make anything you want, but I already got 20 hours into this. If you want to change paths on something that you already approved, that's fine. So let's just settle up on this and then I'll start another. Oh, no. I like what I did. That told me right there that customers are going to change their minds.
Oh, absolutely.
And that I needed to figure out a better way to do that without wanting to harm them.
Is there like of course, because you have the way you design and like you have the vision of how you want certain things to be. But then, of course, if you're working together collaboratively, especially on like the bespoke piece, they have input as well, right? How do you kind of balance?
So I hand sketch everything.
Yes.
I start off by hand. Everything is a hand sketch. And I do like multiples of different things. And I will mark like the front view with a letter, and then side views options. This is just a very simple one I'm just grabbing. But there'll be several sketches. And they might say, I like halo of this one, and I like this of this one, and then I'll do a second round and sometimes a third, depending on the complication, of the project. Before we even go into CAD, we know where we're going. And now we're going to see this design come to life. And now we're going to tweak it and change it and just do little things. Half the time they love it just the way it is. And I'm like, what do you think about this instead? Because I just noticed this little thing, or because I want everything to be better. And now if I'm working with somebody too, let's just say on bespoke, and they live in Virginia, and even though the images are perfect and they love it, the proportions of how it sits on the finger or how big it is, if it's comfortable, if they're worried about that, then I just print them a wax and it gets shipped to them, and they can walk around the house with it on for a day or two, and come back and say, hey, is there any way the stone can sit lower? Or I feel like this is going to rub up against me, and I'll have solutions for that. So those kind of things are all solved now with common, very easy steps to ensure that they're happy. And some people are really good at visualizing and some people are not. But, when I make projects that I just feel like making, I posted it. It had Jewish star, cross. So I decided to proceed with this, and actually probably made it bigger, but
I can, it's a little overexposed, but I can see
It's like glare. I feel like there's glare, but it's on the page. And so it has the 10 Commandments actually engraved by a guy in California under microscope. And it has Jesus's thorn around it as the halo. And then it has the dove, you know, for peace, and the praying hands, and the Jewish star, and the cross, and all that kind of stuff. And so those are the kind of pieces that are so fun to make, because anything that I just make to make, I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to show anybody what it is. And I think maybe that's what I love about competition, is that I'm not checking in with anybody, not making it for anybody. They usually sell really fast. They're usually spoken for before I compete.
Oh, really?
I have a nice group of collectors that grab a lot of stuff, but now Eric, of course, in Palm Beach, he'll probably get it. He grabs it first, most likely. I love that fact that even clients will give me pieces of meaning. It's not just a pretty ring. It's got, whether it's birthstones of the kids, whether there's symbolism in there, you know, that's important. I love all that. So
when you first started, you said based on your background and your family, they wanted you to get like a proper degree. But now that you're doing the jewelry, do they kind of go back on that and say, like, maybe we should have just let you do that? Or
well, you know, I've never tried to make them feel bad over that decision. I think for them, they just, you know, being the time was, you know, that would be more important, is to make sure you have a degree that you can get a job. I get it. But today art is a business. Back then, I think it was a little more undetermined, you know, how successful one could be in art, especially in jewelry. You end up a bench jeweler in jewelry store for $30 an hour or something. You know, I'm sure that's not what they wanted for me. I get that they wanted me to have a good education and also the college experience. And my mom is just so blown away by my abilities, and she's just, you know, really proud of me. As a matter of fact, she'll be sitting at our table too.
Oh,
so
is she?
It was such a big deal because last year I won 4 Spectrum Awards. Shocked that I won that many awards. And so my mom was going to be at the table, but when I got sick, she kept coming into my room, because we rented a house in Tucson so we could all hang out together. And she kept coming in my room when I was sick, and I kept saying to her, get out of my room. You're going to get sick. And you can't get sick, because my mom has health stuff that, you know, anything in your lungs is not a smart thing. Of course, she didn't listen. She's stubborn, like, you know, me. and she got sick and she had to go home.
Oh, no.
So she never even saw me. So this year I was like, you better stay healthy. So they're just going to come down for the day of the show, so she won't be near anybody sick. So she's very proud of me, and I make her beautiful things. She's so funny. She's like, I want that. I'm like, Mom, you already have like 8 of my pieces this year. And she goes, I was like, where are you going to wear it to?
You can wear it around the house. You can wear it to the
Or she'll say to me, don't let me buy another piece of jewelry. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I have to have that.
That's really great to hear. And it's, of course, if you can share that with, the people who are the closest to you, I think it's always a lot more meaningful that way. Jewelry before, I used to kind of the uncertainty of it, and I guess nowadays just the way that things are, like the worldwide economy, like the industry, how it's been trending. What's your take on that? Do you still think there is going to be like a rebound? Is it a little bit more difficult to get in nowadays?
So the experience that I'm seeing and experiencing myself, but seeing amongst other makers, is that it's the low-end industry that's hurting. It's the mall jewelry store. You got diamonds, and now you've got lab diamonds, and you got moissanite. There's just a lot of competition, right? But in colored gems, there isn't the same kind of competition. Every gem is different. It doesn't matter if they're the same color, they're still different. It's fine cutting. It's creative cutting. It's beautiful colored material, and it's custom jewelry, and it's an experience. That's what people want. If they're going to spend money on a piece of jewelry, they don't want to order it, don't know where it was made, what was used, who made it, what was the inspiration. They want an experience. A lot of people will follow me for a year, and then I'll get a message going, I've been following you for a year. We've got an anniversary coming, and I really want you to make my piece. Because they've connected. They see the stories, that I write, the experiences. That's what people want. They're going to spend 10 grand, 20,000, 30,000 and more. They want to be able to have more information that they're like, oh my God, I got it. I watched her for like over a year, and then I got to work with her. She's so amazing. She was a warrior, because you're creating relationships with people. You're also creating trust. And, some people will reach out right away, and others take a while because they want to see what you're doing. They want to watch. They want to see what other people say. say. They want to see how are other people responding to their piece. And then they build up this trust. I had this one lady from Idaho send me her diamond rings for me to remake them into something fabulous for their 30th, 25th, something anniversary. She sent me $60,000, $70,000 worth of diamonds and trusting me that I'm not going to send her back something fake or make it worse some way. I feel like the experience is what people are looking for. I think the reach on Instagram surpasses Facebook. It gives you an opportunity to create a vibe, a way for people to get to know you. It's a pretty cool way of doing business that you can sit home and do what I love.
I think, when I checked this morning, it was like 309,000 followers. When you first created your account, did you think it was going to blow up that way?
No, I was like, oh, wow, I hit 10,000. How cool.
How long did it take you to build up your entire your following base?
I don't think I started until like maybe 2018 or something on Instagram. Maybe around there, maybe 2017. But I was just Facebook until then. And then my daughter told me that I had to have an Instagram or, doesn't count. So she actually helped me start my original page.
Oh, really? Do you manage that yourself now, or do you you still manage that yourself? Wow. I have a hard time with it myself. I'm just like, they always change the things, but it's very impressive how you use it to also build on the opportunities. Like the Palm Beach, you said they came from a DM, right?
Yeah.
How do you choose them? Because I'm sure you get so many DMs as well, with a lot of people wanting to work with you.
Well, so many of the DMs are gem dealers, and then they message all your clients too. I look at my DMs and I respond to most of them. There's a lot of gem dealers I just ignore, just because it's just too much. But I get a lot of messages from Facebook too on my business page. Last week I got 3 new commissions just from Facebook. I just got a Tanzanite in from a guy in Florida, 50th anniversary ring. I'm always going to be blown away by the trust. So therefore, I earn it.
Of course.
If something is wrong, I will do whatever it is to make it right. Here's a mistake. So I donate to several causes. And I like to do what I call a custom experience. They get a $5,000 custom experience. I always end up doing more than I should. But I support a lot of charities that I just really love. She picked out a Montana Sapphire, and I made the ring. This is what she wanted, my little petal basket. She looks at it and she goes, it's supposed to be yellow gold. Oh. I'm like, oh. And she said, and the stone, it's weird because the stone is greener than I thought it was. And I was like, is that a problem? And she goes, I was hoping it'd be more blue. She picked it.
I see.
That's all right. You just go pick out your little stone and I'll remake your ring.
So change the stone, change the metal. It's basically a different ring at that point.
And I have this one now. But you know what? I'm not going to make her experience anything less than what it should be.
I think that's great. And because the margins, right? You can't ignore the margins, and the way things are going, it's a lot tougher. It's hard to kind of say, I'll put the client experience ahead of that, but it seems like it's kind of the part of the ethos.
It's critical to do that. As far as margins go, I look at those in a couple different ways. First is, I work with a lot of younger guys who the budget is really critical. I might only charge them wholesale because that's all they can afford to get married. But that's, you know what? If I treat them right, then they're going to come back. I'm going to be making all their gifts for them. I'll be making the anniversary present. I'll be making the birthday thing. I'll be making the push present. I'll be doing it all because I just took care of this young man. He knows I just gave him a 50% discount. He knows I didn't have to do that. He's so grateful that I'm making the ring. So he gets to say, I got Robin Callahan, and that means a lot, right, to them. And so she could be oohed and awed and he could be like, I actually was able to afford that. And then they come back. And a lot of times I have to break it up into payments. They're sending me $350, $500. I never make anybody feel like that's an issue. A lot of women buy themselves jewelry, and a lot of women, that don't have a spouse either, still want to buy themselves jewelry, but they're juggling a good income, but they also need to be smart. And I'll break it up into payments. I have this one gal that I do a whole bunch of projects for. I think she teaches piano. I get $350, $300, $200, and she builds it up while I'm designing and making. And if she's not paid in full by the time it's done, I still send it to her, and she just keeps the payments coming. So there's a trust that happens too.
It goes both ways, it seems. client and the client trusts you as well.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a first timer, I'm not going to do that, that kind of thing with unless I know him. A really good friend of a friend. She wanted me to do her wedding ring. She had a lot of the materials, but yet the budget was really low. I designed it and gave her the price, and she was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, well, gold is gold. So there was a lot of price in there. And I said, but you know what? You can break it up into payments and just pay it off by the end of the year. And she was like, oh my God, thank you, And then she got her dream ring. I didn't have to remove gems and cut back and make it less. We just worked it out so she'll make some payments on it. I feel like I have that freedom, to do whatever I want.
Of course. And you also get to do something meaningful for a lot of different people in the process, which I think it's not something that everyone gets to do, and say they get to do it as part of their work, where you're typing away at a spreadsheet. I'm sure someone looks at that at some point, but something
I know. And even Eric, my Palm Beach account, they didn't really know, much about anything to begin with. So, I did a lot of gem education, very savvy. He's a businessman, so he picked everything up really fast. Nicole, who's sort of the technical owner too. This business was designed so that both of his kids had, solid businesses. She's learning and growing in it. Someone might, in a different scenario, not have nurtured the things that they needed in order to be good. But my personality is the more I help them be better at what they're doing, is good for all of us.
It's the tide rises all ships, right?
Right. If I just want to sell to them, I don't care if they know anything. If I don't care, about anything, then my party might be over quicker. By me lifting them up, sharing all the social media, when I get gem rough, I share it with him. It's just becomes where we're like a team. There's no competition against us, and we both do good. I just feel like I run this business from business standpoint, but with my heart.
Yes, that seems to be the story where it's you get to take your passion, and you get to take things that you're very good at and very evidently talented in, and you get to marry together.
It really does. One of my banker guys was getting engaged. I got to make their rings and stuff. They were so cute. She got pregnant, and he needed a push present, but he said, oh my God, the cost of everything for the new baby. The tanzanite was her birthstone, so he really wanted the tanzanite, and he goes, but I only have this much money. And I made like $32 on it. I was like, I want him to give her something special. And I said to him, listen, I'm making nothing on this. So coming back to me for every event.
Remember while you're at it,
remember this. And he does. I got guys that I hear from, all the time going, okay, it's her birthday. I need something. Here's how much I can spend. And this is what I want. What can you come up with? And I'll be like, oh, that was tough, but okay, I'll see what I can do. Not everything has to be so cut and dry. And I like the way I get to do it because I get to do it my way.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no other way to do it, right? It's because you mentioned you're into raising everyone together in like these communities, just like in your personal, your local, online as well. If someone was trying to get into jewelry, let's say, whether it be on the cutting side or the jewelry side, what kind of advice do you think you could give them based on all the years of experience you've accumulated so far?
So that's an interesting question that I actually am asked a lot by these people. I had some people in my life that I could reach out to if I needed help, or a question. But there was a few people that I was able to do that too. And so if someone messages me, like right now, there's a guy who has some design he's been mulling around in his head and it needs work, and he would like to enter a piece, but he needs a jeweler to make it. And he reached out to me, and I was like, okay, what are you asking me to do? Do we want to collaborate? What are you trying to get? But I will not ignore that, because that was me in one way or another asking for somebody to answer a question. I've had people reach out to me and be like, oh my God, I can't get rose gold to work. What am I doing wrong? Okay, I had a situation like that when I was brand new. They gave me the wrong solder wire. So the solder wire kept melting, but the wouldn't melt, but the bezel kept melting. I'm melting gold. And I cannot figure out what is wrong. Well, they accidentally shipped me the wrong bezel wire. So they replaced it, and it was a funny story. There's just been so many situations. Like the very first time I wanted to use a gold bezel, there was no class for that yet. One of the gals I called, and she came down to open studio and just sat next to me while I did it. So I answer every single person that reaches out to me and asks me a technical question, or how did you get started? Or I feel like I'm supposed to answer that. And what would I tell them? I would tell them to sketch every day, because it was the best advice that was given to me by a teacher, and to go for it. Whether you got to melt it, whether you ruin it, whether it's fantastic, whatever, go for it. You'll never get better if you don't, make mistakes or work through problems, and don't be afraid, and don't copy, find your own style. I had one experience a long time ago, which was really upsetting actually, because I didn't realize what was going on. So I had a drawing class. So I was given an assignment, and that's what I drew. Turned out Adam Neely made a piece almost identical to this.
Oh.
I never saw it. The idea was lines that go in two directions that don't touch.
I see.
So my drawing was spot on, and I was really excited, and I was going to make it. And then I got a nasty little message.
Just one of those weird coincidences where just based on the framework,
it's not a complicated design, right? So, and I said to him, oh my God, I don't even know who you are. I don't follow you.
No offense.
I'm brand new. We win awards together, in the same industry now. He just won 2 awards too. I could have been an asshole and just said, hey, I don't know who you are. This is just what I drew. But I was like, you know what? I had no idea. It's uncannily similar. I'm going to remove it from social media, and I won't make the piece. That's the only way you can handle a situation like that. But you just got to go for it. Find your path. Do your thing. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing.
I think that's a key component of it that sometimes gets overlooked. You
need
for
sure.
Know what you're doing.
All your beginning works. They're simpler, less sophisticated.
They're not refined yet.
Yes, they're not. You're still discovering yourself, and sometimes people will try to make a career out of that level. I sold pieces from the very beginning. If you were to look at my very basic first piece, it was still flawless execution. What I find is a lot of people need to work on their piece more, on the quality of it. Uneven bezels make me crazy. Wonky metal. When I was in Studio Monitor, and people would come up to me and be like, so what do you think? And I was like, okay, so would you like me to tell you the truth, or would you like me just to tell you great job? Looks great.
How many chose the latter? Because
most actually
choose the latter.
And I'd be like, it's so close, but you need to your metal's kind of wonky. You need to work here. This is uneven. You gotta, and then they come back and you're like, oh my God, that's so much better. So I think a lot of crafters, it's quality. And also don't do the same piece. It's like sometimes people get a style, and then everything looks like it.
Is it also a feeling of kind of being trapped or put in a box, or is it just the comfort thing?
I think it's comfort, because I think it is important, I guess, to some degree, to create maybe you're trying to create an overall vibe of who you are as an artist. But I actually think that it's more fun, to let the gem and the person, if you're making it for somebody, then it's certainly going to be all about what they want. But when you're making things on your own, then I try to let the movement of the gem, I try to if it's a Munsteiner, which is crazy wild, then I'm not going to put a Victorian setting on it. And you got to feel the gems that you're working with and create a mood. I mean, for me, it all starts off with, sketching. And I sketch a lot. And I might even not use 5 of the 6 sketches. And a year later, I'll be like, I remember I did this group, and I keep everything, all my sketches.
You still draw every day as well? Because you mentioned that's the thing.
Every day.
Even if it's not for a piece that's been commissioned, it's just something that it's like a habit.
Oh, yeah.
When you do the drawings, does it come from okay, I'm gonna just do a ring today, and you just kind of start there, or do you find an inspiration?
No, sometimes I'm in my studio. Here, I'll show you. Let me take this off here. So, can you see the stones?
Oh, yes.
Gems everywhere.
It seemed like you have a very almost like a controlled chaos, if it may.
It is.
Today,
that is my life.
This is speaking to me, and then you just go for it. You go for it.
But I have all these new ones cut. I'm getting ready to do a whole series of rings and all kinds of fun stuff. The Tangled Garnets.
What's more fun for you, Robin? Because you do both, right? You cut the stones, but you also do the jewelry.
I haven't cut a gem in over 2 years.
Oh, really? Why not?
Too busy.
Too busy. Is it much more time intensive than the jewelry itself?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not as good at it. Cutting a gem to me is stressful. There's a lot of math involved. Just this repetition. It's like a digital diagram that you're using, and you're following it, rolling it, and you got pressure, and then you look, and you pressure, and you look, and you're going around. And let's just say your pressure was just the tiniest little bit harder than it needed to be, and then you look and you overcut the facet, that means you have to do the whole thing again.
I see. So it's a little bit less forgiving in that sense.
Oh yeah. And some people will just leave it. My brain does not leave that. They have to all line up perfectly.
You say you're a bit of a perfectionist.
That is a for sure. But I mean, that's what makes my stuff win awards, because the workmanship is flawless. It doesn't matter. Even if it's the same little ring, it's going to get the same love and care. As far as gems go, I got so busy. There's only so many hours in the day. And I feel like if you're going to be a gem cutter, you should be cutting regularly so that you continue to hone in your skills. I will eventually cut again, and I'll probably go back and spend a week with Dalen. I feel like that would probably be beneficial to me to do, just like a little refresher course. I still have a lot of gems. This one, I mean, that's in the ring. I cut that. I got a ton of gems that I've cut. So I still have inventory of things that I've cut, and I've got mass amounts of rough. I've got buckets of rough. And I like working with other gem cutters, so I send my pieces out based on the project.
I see.
I use David Tire Pack in Texas a lot. I have a new local guy here. Yeah, she reached out to me and asked if her husband could talk to me about gem cutting so he could figure out where he should go learn. And I hooked him up with a guy in New York who is awesome, award-winning lapidary. So he went and spent time with him. And now I have a local cutter, which is nice. I also think that I like supporting the lapidary industry. So I spread my goods out. Troy in California, Boyd in Texas. I send it out to all different, people. I try to share it, my support. And that's good for business too, because a lot of them recommend me. One of their customers want somebody to make them something.
Again,
I'm a team player when it comes to that. I don't like to be told what to do, but I'm a team player.
Team player, but you get to be the coach. We've spoken a lot of stuff already. Is there anything that you really want to let our listeners and viewers know about, like something you wanted to talk about, but you haven't been able to touch on it yet?
I just love what I do, whether I'm communicating with you or a client or whatever. I just hope that is what comes out of me.
Definitely does. And it comes from a very genuine place, which I think is very refreshing to always
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't take myself very serious. I mean, it's like, I love the fact that I win awards and all that kind of stuff. I use it whenever I need to, but basically I just feel very fortunate and blessed that I get to wake up every day and do what I love to do. And I get to do a lot of good. I'm successful, so therefore I like to give back to my favorite causes. I love that my success allows me to do that.
Is there anything that you have kind of planned out in the next couple of years? Because you have such a diverse background and you've done so many things as well. Do you find that jewelry is going to be that thing that you keep going on for extended future, or is it something that you want to?
I knew I would eventually add some wholesale accounts, so I feel like I already started that by accident. Yes, I'm going to do a book.
Oh, you're doing a book?
I probably won't even start it for another couple years. Want to make sure I want to see my growth a little bit more. Now I want to do a whole chapter of Palm Beach.
Would the book be about your story and what you experienced?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I started later in life, and I think that that's an example to share. So many people hit a certain age and they feel they're kind of done. When I retired, first time, thought that's what I wanted, and yet I realized quickly that was not good for me. Some people sitting around and other people are not, and that's definitely me. I think the book is the only thing that is sort of a bigger goal. I've already asked Jennifer Hebner if she would do the writing.
You've already kind of laid it out. It's not just like, yeah, I'll get to it later. It's already in the planning process, it seems.
It is, and because now I'm making sure that the pieces that I know are going in the book are professionally photographed for high resolution. I have to admit, I still have not tried your camera.
Oh, the Gen Pro.
But I'm hoping that the resolution quality is good enough that it'll save me money on professional photography, at least on white background, and then I can save the creative photography because they do crazy, all that kind of stuff. But with AI, I don't know, it's like, but I will tell you, I have sold probably about 50 of your gem boxes for you.
Well, it's very fortunate to be part of your network as well.
Well, thank you. You guys have created is just fabulous. It's like, it was so in demand. It was so needed. When I first would take my own photos, I had this little rolling table so that I could catch the sun, and I'd put the leather, things down, and white gave it a really weird, thing. Black gave it a real, it's like, okay, gray, it had to be a fabric, but then you saw every little thing. It was just so frustrating to get good pictures, and you guys have solved all that.
The founder and the CEO, he's very similar to yourself in a lot of ways, where it's the challenge. He doesn't shy away from it, the same as you, and like he comes from like doing very different things, and it all kind of accumulated in the same thing, right? So I think it's something definitely hearing your story as well. It's very inspiring. Thank you so much for also reaching out to us, because a lot of times we always want to like interview this person, and we're like, Robin, it's like maybe Robin's going to be a little bit too busy. She has the 300,000 followers and she's doing all these things with all these products that she purchases. We assumed you're using them too, right? So it's like, oh, she's not going to have time for us. But you reaching out to us first and saying like, hey, I'll be featured on there. So the way that you kind of just took us through your journey, took us through your story was much more interesting than anything that we could have put on paper. So we really appreciate it today, Robin.
Thank you.
And if you need anything from us, shoot us a message, shoot me an email, and then we'll be in touch.